You ever struggle with wondering how vulnerable you should be with your team? Like, has the thought ever occurred to you, like, how real is too real? Well, I'm going to talk today about that topic, and I'm going to share with you how I believe a lot of you, your inability to be more vulnerable with your teams is actually limiting your ability to impact and lead them. Hey, Bob Heilig here, your virtual upline. One of the areas that we really specialize in our business is helping network marketing leaders that have reached a level of success but have hit a wall and they're feeling stuck. And one of the things when I work with people like that, and maybe that's you, when we start digging into some of the things like the missing pieces in their business, here's one of the things that I see that comes up a lot, is that there's this unwillingness for leaders to be vulnerable when it comes to working with their teams. That a lot of leaders in this profession, they view vulnerability as a weakness. And if that's you, if you struggle in that area, what I want to let you know is this is a really big thing that's holding you back. But I know this really well because this is something that held me back for a very long time in my own business. I can remember reaching a level of success where I finally felt like I made it. But I really struggled with this idea of being vulnerable and open with my team because I developed this story, which is really just a limiting belief around what it meant to be a good leader. I almost like I wore this mask all of the time, where I always wanted my team to feel like I had it together all the time, that I never had any problems, right? If somebody from my team came to me and had a question or a problem, I always had the exact right thing to say. I was always able to give them advice. I tried to be positive all the time. I was always trying to motivate and pump people up. I always talked about my successes because I felt like this is what I needed to do in order to look credible to them. Here's what I didn't want them to know. I didn't want them to know that even though I had success, that deep down inside, I still felt like an imposter a lot of the time. I didn't want them to know that I still struggled with my own limiting beliefs, questioning whether I even deserved the success that I had. I still struggled with that, finding that inspiration and motivation that I knew a lot of them were dealing with. I wasn't willing to talk about that for a very long time because I thought that that would make me look weak. And the problem that I started to notice in my team over time was that I really struggled helping other people have success. As hard as I tried, as much effort as I put in, I wasn't able to really connect with people and influence them to go out and take the action that I knew that they needed to in order to create success. And I never understood why until I began to understand something that changed my life. And I'll never forget, it was a quote from John Maxwell that started to open my eyes to this, where John Maxwell said that credibility isn't perfection. It's a willingness to admit imperfection. And here's what's so interesting. I spent years trying to look credible by trying to look perfect and like I had it all together. And what I didn't understand is that very thing that I was doing was the thing that was keeping me from connecting to people. You don't become credible because you tell people how great you are. You become credible with them when you're open and real and honest. And the thing is this. What was missing in my business, and I bet for some of you, this is the same thing that's limiting you. People didn't truly trust me. And here's the reason why. People will not trust you until they see your flaws. And I felt like showing people my flaws, showing them my scars, letting them know the real me, that was going to make me look weak. I didn't understand that was what was missing in my business. You know, I wanted to spend all this time telling people how successful that I was, whether it was people that were on my team or I wanted to go on social media and I would talk about everything I did and accomplished because I thought that's how you look credible. But what I didn't realize was this. People will not buy your success unless they first buy your failure. See, here's the thing that was missing for me. I wasn't making that connection with the people on my team because I wasn't coming across as real. And a lot of times this is an unconscious thing that people don't even realize, but here's deep down inside, here's what people know. If you want to wear the mask that everything is great all the time, you want to live this scripted life on social media like everything is perfect, they know that that doesn't exist and they will not trust you. And if somebody doesn't trust you, you're not going to be able to influence and impact them as a leader. And when I finally understood this, and I realized that if I could just start sharing openly and honestly about the struggles that I was having, but not doing it in a way where I'm trying to complain or be negative, because you can never do that, but sharing it with people in a way that I wanted to let them know that what they were dealing with was normal. And something amazing happened. As I started to embrace vulnerability, not as weakness, but as strength. And I started to embrace vulnerability as a tool to help me connect with people. I was able to start influencing them in a way that I never had before. See, because when they heard me sharing these struggles that I had gone through in the past and that I still deal with today, they started to see themselves in me. And we started to connect on a level that we had never had before, because what I learned is this: you connect with people through problems. You connect with them through pain. You connect with them through suffering. See, a lot of you have gone through things in your past that you're trying to distance, not realizing that those problems and that pain is your gift. Start sharing them with people in a way that is empowering. Teach them what you had to learn to get through it, the person that you had to become. Always focus on the lessons. And I wanted to share this with you today because some of you need to hear this. Some of you need to embrace the fear of being vulnerable. And I know a lot of you struggle with this because what if they don't accept the real us? See, it's easier for you to wear the mask of perfection and not be the real you, because if somebody doesn't accept you, then it hurts less. But what I want you to understand is because you're not willing to take that risk and be yourself and risk somebody rejecting the real you, you're not connecting with people the way that you want. Here's what I know about you if you're watching this video. You have a desire to impact people, to make a difference in the world. You're a leader in this profession because you truly feel called to it. And I'm here to tell you that a blind spot for a lot of you has been your unwillingness to do this, and I want that to change. So step into vulnerability. Understand it's not weakness, it's strength. Start sharing some of the things that you're going through. Be real about your journey. Watch the connection you make with the people on your team and watch what that does for your results. So Bob Heilig here, your virtual upline. I hope you got some value out of this video today. If you did, share it with someone else. And hey, do me a favor, hit subscribe on the channel. Let me know that you are liking these videos.